It's party time! Hello everyone, Chris with Worldwide Stereo back once again, and this is the JBL PartyBox 710 Bluetooth speaker. And boy howdy, does it live up to its name. When I was first asked to review the PartyBox, I was kind of skeptical. I mean, come on, it's just a giant Bluetooth speaker. How interesting could this be? It's not some kind of high performance turntable or top of the line cinema soundbar. What could there possibly be to say about this? As it turns out, way more than I thought. So sit tight, grab a beer, and let's learn how this behemoth will be the life of your next party. Now, before we dive into what makes the PartyBox special, let's talk about what makes JBL themselves special. JBL has been around since 1927, originally founded by James Boulot Lansing in Los Angeles, California, with one goal: to make great speakers. Almost 100 years later, JBL has experience in just about every avenue of audio production. Home audio, pro audio, headphones, Bluetooth speakers, car audio, you name it, they've dabbled in it. I'm personally a big fan of their retro-looking L100 hi-fi speakers, so the PartyBox had some high expectations to live up to for me. I'll be focusing on the PartyBox 710 for this video, but I do want to call out that JBL has a whole lineup of PartyBox speakers. This is the second largest of the bunch, but JBL has a number of other PartyBox speakers in various sizes, more suitable for you on-the-go party animals. They even make a few microphones designed specifically with the PartyBox in mind. If you want to learn more about all that, visit our website and just search PartyBox or click the link in the description down below. As soon as I laid eyes on the PartyBox, I knew I was in for a good time. Unboxing the speaker this large can be a little tricky, but it slid out with a foam wrap and some styrofoam bracing. In the box, we get a very limited amount of accessories, only a single power cable and some documentations. That's it. If you want to connect your phone with a cable or any other device, it's a bring your own cable affair. The PartyBox 710 doesn't shy away from what it is or who it's looking to impress. A big black box with orange highlights and a tremendous amount of lighting effects. The lighting modes are actually pretty cool. You get 5 different preset options that all respond to the music you're listening to. On the top of the PartyBox, we have 2 large dials, one for volume control and the other for lighting effects. In the center of each dial, we have a play pause button and a button to turn the lighting effects on or off completely, if having a personal light show in your backyard isn't your thing. We also have 3 dials in the back to control treble, bass, and an echo feature. I tried messing around with each, and the echo dial didn't add anything I liked to the sound, so I recommend leaving that set to 0. Behind the tone control dials, we have a small cutout in the top of the speaker for a phone or tablet to sit in. Pretty clever if you want to queue up a playlist on an iPad, for example, and leave it with the PartyBox so you can wander around the festivities. You can also see a few more buttons on the top here. A power button, Bluetooth pairing button, and probably one of my favorite buttons, bass boost. You know, for those days you want to absolutely crush your skull with bass. Lastly, what I can only describe as the definition of fun, the 3 sound effect buttons. It's better for me to just let you hear them. And we'll leave that at that. Moving to the back side of the PartyBox, we have 2 covers. One just covers the power connector, but the other conceals some really awesome features. We have 2 inputs that you can use for multiple things. Microphones, guitars, keyboards, or any other musical instrument that can connect using a standard 1/4-inch jack. You also have 2 knobs for gain adjustment, one for each input. You also have a standard 3.5mm auxiliary input and a USB Type A port for charging a mobile device. And if just one PartyBox wasn't enough for you, you have 2 options to add on. You can pair them wirelessly using the TWS button for a true stereo setup with 2 JBL PartyBox 710s, or the other option is daisy chaining, where you can use aux cables to add multiple PartyBox speakers to a setup where they each play the same audio. Best used if you want to fill an incredibly large space with sound and want something temporary or portable. Portability is one thing JBL has really gotten into, and even though this speaker weighs over 60 pounds, it's not been a big hassle carrying it around thanks to the built-in handle and the wheels on the bottom. Plus it fits perfectly in the back of my hatchback. One thing to note is that this does not come with a battery built in. If you plan on taking this outdoors camping, be sure to bring a battery pack or two. Before we get into the use cases I see this being used for, let's go over the sound quality. If you're expecting true hi-fi out of a souped up Bluetooth speaker, I think you're looking up the wrong tree. But if you're looking for something that sounds pretty good at both low and incredibly high volumes, well, you're in luck. The 710 here has a measured frequency response from 35 Hz to 20,000 Hz. A lot of speakers will measure really low on a technicality, but have a really low level of output. Thanks to the two large woofers in the rear flow port, coupled with an 800 watt amp in the 710, you get great volume across the whole spectrum of frequencies. No support for high-res Bluetooth codecs will be found on the PartyBox 710, but with the standards it comes with, it's perfectly listenable. If you are concerned with fidelity, you can always hardwire your music source into the aux jack. I tried this myself and noticed a significant difference between the two. Bluetooth is a convenience feature, but for best sound quality, a hardwired connection continues to be your best choice. The PartyBox 710 fits perfectly in the party atmosphere. I brought it out to 2 different gatherings and it was a hit both times. The first was a little barbecue and cornhole competition outside the back of our showroom, and our resident DJ by night and salesperson by day, Sean, cranked the tunes. Perfect background music for an evening of fun. The second was at the Eagles kickoff game. My mom is probably the world's biggest Eagles fan, and she threw a kickoff party this year for friends and family. I made sure to bring the PartyBox with me to liven things up, and it was a smash hit on the back porch. Cookouts, parties, underground raves, I see the PartyBox having a place in all of these events. If you want to put on a small private concert, you can use this as a portable PA system. Karaoke, street performers, tailgate parties, the use cases are endless in my opinion. If you want to take your next gathering to the next level, I suggest picking up a PartyBox. With its plethora of connective options, anyone attending will be sure to be able to have their turn as the DJ. It's just fun, which is really what listening to music should be about. Too often is the joy of listening to music sucked out of the experience. The PartyBox 710 brings that joy back. Thank you for joining me for our review of the JBL PartyBox 710. You can learn more about this online at worldwidestereo.com, or if you're in the area, you can stop by our showrooms in Ardmore or Montgomeryville, PA. We also offer 60-day returns, free shipping on all orders, and we're authorized dealers for everything we sell. If you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or you can call or email us at any time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. This is Chris from Worldwide Stereo. Thanks for tuning in.